Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be trying to swap out the batteries on this Makita BL1013 battery. I've been using it in my drill for a little while now, but I think the battery is just coming to an end. It's rated for 1.3 amp hours, but it doesn't last as long at all. But yeah. So I tested this and it's about 12 volts when it's fully charged, which is about 4 volts a cell. Normally you charge lithium ions too. So I think they're trying to maximize the life of each cell, charging at about 4 volts, and when it discharges it's about 9.6 volts, and that equals to about 3.2 volts each. So they're using about 70% of the actual capacity of the battery. I'm just going to quickly test it on this. It's going to be quick for you, but a long time for me. Yeah, so I'm going to be replacing them with these. These are 3,500 milliamps. They're rated to about, they say 20 amps or 35 amps, but probably about. Yeah, I ordered them on AliExpress, and if I get enough subscribers, because I can maybe put some affiliate link at the bottom. But that's another story. So make sure you subscribe. Yeah, let me try and start this up. So it's already fully charged. So it's about 11.65. And then if I about 3.8, 7.7, 11.6 in total. So yeah, let me just try and charge this up. In capacity test it. I got this from an old charger that I had. I just cut off the holder. The charger was broken, like totally broken. It was burnt out completely, not really fixable. So yeah, I just made it, connected it up. So the load is going to be about 700 milliamps. Put it on these resistors. Yeah, so I've got it set up now. So the two ends are the resistors. Two middle ones are the power battery. Yeah, so now it's finished. The milliamps is reading about 696, which is quite a lot off from 1.3 amp hours, which should be showing. But if it's only using 70, I think 70% of the capacity, then I think it should show around at least 1,000 amp, 1,200. So we'll see what the cells are inside, get an idea. Turn this off. I've had this open once before. So there's two torque screws. They're a bit tight at first, but if once you get them open, then the way I found it's quite easy to open them. So if you get the front bit, if you just put a screwdriver in there, just lift it up and you kind of hold it there. And then there's a tab here, and it should go towards this way. Push back on it. Quite difficult. It's fidgety. Some of them are different, I think. There you go. Pick open. This looks like the BMS. So the cells on this are Samsung INR 18650s 13L. Yeah, so if we can just try and remove these and just replace them like this. You got the positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, and negative. So the spot welding in. I have got a spot welder, but it's not that great. Not for thick terminals anyway. But I might just solder them in. Because these ones, they came with a tab in there. Little bit of nickel left on. Probably solder onto. Assuming that not many people have spot welders anyway. Alright, let me just get my soldering iron. Right, so I managed to take it apart, and Yeah, so I'm going to start fitting these new batteries in. I've tried to keep as much of the tabs I could, just the main bits, so I can reassemble it. You could just use wire, but this keeps it a lot neater. Yeah, so batteries just go back in like this. Again, you got the positive at the top, positive on this side, negative. EMS will sit like that. And then with this white bit, the fat part, or the bigger bit, goes on this side. So if you call that cell 1, 2, and 3, so then this is the fat bit. Go like this. This cell underneath that. Then you have this other bit. It's got the thinner. So this doesn't really carry any amps or currents. Just measure like. So on this it has D2. So it's probably at 7.2 volts. This will go this way. We'll connect these two batteries at the bottom. That. Connect these two. Quite difficult holding these together. Actually, what I will do, tape it. If you just put on like that. Just a temporary tape to hold together. Slide this one through. And this one as well. Okay, so I've got them in now. So it's a little bit hard actually trying to align the two holes together, but it does go in. And because it's just make sure that the top tab is straight there. That's this one. You see it's like in line. Just try and remember where it ends. And this one goes this way. If you can solder the tab in that, then if you can solder the tab in that way, in line, then you'll be able to just throw it through. So I'm just going to attach the top. Before I did with this, you have to make sure the voltages are the same. So let's just test the voltages. So we've got 10 volts, 10.9 volts, nearly 11 volts there. Got 3.6 there. Got 7.2 there. If we compare that with an original battery, yeah, so we got 11.8 there, 3.9, nearly 4 volts, 7.8 there. And this one is just the for the temperature. It's a temperature sensor. Before I did all this, I made sure all the batteries were at 3.6 volts each. Doesn't have to be 3.6, but somewhere above 3.2. They all need to be balanced out. Yeah, so let's just put this back together. It goes. Bit of a tighter fit. I think that's just due to the batteries being a bit separated out when putting it back together compared to what they do in the factory. So after a little while, the battery's fully charged now, and we can now test it out on our drill actually first. Sounds a lot more powerful. Sounds a lot more powerful now. Let's just quickly test the battery, see the voltages, see if they've made any, see if the balance and stuff is correct. We should have around 12 volts here. Yeah, 11.98. About 4 volts here. 3.993. Yeah, fine. 8 voltish. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so it's charging fine. And let's just see the capacity now. As I said, these are 3,500 milliamp hour batteries. Go at this. So just an update, we're on 789 milliamps at 11.03 voltage, so it's looking good. It's already past the original battery where we had it on, that was just under 700 milliamps, so it's looking quite good. So after an hour and a bit, maybe just under, seeing about 2000 milliamp hours. So maybe the batteries are not rated at 3500, maybe at 3000-ish. Or maybe after a little while the capacity might go up, like the more I charge and discharge. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's better than 700 milliamp hours, which I was getting with the other batteries. So let's just try it out in this fully charged. Yeah, seems like it's working. So yeah, that's just a fully working Makita BL1013 battery. Put the label back on. On there. I know that it's at 2000 right now. So this is the spot welder that I could have used, but I think most people only have a soldering iron and not a spot welder. Maybe on the next one I could try and do it with a spot weld, but the nickel strips that I got at the moment, they're not pure nickel. They've got, I think they're still plated with nickel, because every time I use this it just makes massive sparks. So I'm waiting for some real nickel strips to come in, and hopefully that will work better. Now, so if in the future I just test it again to see maybe if I can get a bit more out of it, if the batteries do take any sort of cycles. Yeah, as I said, it's normally about 70% that I've tested with my other batteries that it uses. I think that gets a lot more cycles out of it. But yeah, hopefully you can change your batteries, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep learning.